When people talk about baseball games on Xbox, the conversation usually jumps straight to MLB The Show, realism, license, and simulation heavy experiences. But every once in a while, a different kind of sports game refuses to fade away, and Super Mega Baseball 2 is one of those games. Originally released in 2018, this sequel arrived at a time when arcade style sports games were becoming increasingly rare. And yet, here we are in 2026 asking a very real question: is Super Mega Baseball 2 on Xbox One still worth playing today? The first thing that immediately stands out, even years later, is how instantly playable Super Mega Baseball 2 is. You can hand the controller to someone who barely watches baseball, let alone plays baseball games, and within minutes, they'll understand what's happening. Pitching, hitting, fielding, and base running are all intuitive, responsive, and clean. There's no overwhelming tutorial, no encyclopedic list of mechanics you need to memorize. Instead, the game trusts you to learn naturally, and that design choice is a big reason why it still holds up in 2026. At the same time, that accessibility doesn't mean it's shallow. The timing based hitting system, the risk versus reward pitching, and the way defensive positioning matters all add layers that reveal themselves the longer you play. One of the smartest systems in the entire game is the ego difficulty mode. Rather than forcing you to choose between easy, normal, or hard, Super Mega Baseball 2 allows you to fine tune the challenge in small increments. You can be slightly better at batting than pitching, slightly weaker at fielding, or crank everything up if you want a brutal experience. This means the game grows with you, and that's huge for long term replay value. In 2026, when so many older sports games feel locked to their original difficulty assumptions, this flexibility makes Super Mega Baseball 2 feel surprisingly modern. Visually, the game still looks exactly like it wants to. It was never chasing realism, and that's why it hasn't aged poorly. The exaggerated character models, expressive animations, and bright stadiums give the game a timeless Saturday morning cartoon vibe. The characters react emotionally to big plays, strikeouts, and errors in a way that makes every moment feel alive. While it obviously doesn't compete with modern sports titles in terms of raw graphical fidelity, it also doesn't need to. The art direction carries it, and in 2026, that stylized look feels inviting instead of dated. Where Super Mega Baseball 2 really shines is how much freedom it gives you creatively. There are no official MLB teams or players, and while that might be a deal breaker for some, it's actually one of the game's greatest strengths. You can fully customize teams, logos, uniforms, player names, attributes, and even entire leagues. You can recreate real world teams, invent fictional ones, or build absurd rosters just for fun. That creative flexibility means the game never truly runs out of content because you can always reinvent how you play it. For players who enjoy creating their own sports universe, this alone makes Super Mega Baseball 2 worth revisiting. In terms of modes, the game keeps things focused. You have exhibition play, season modes, elimination tournaments, and both local and online multiplayer. While it doesn't feature the sprawling franchise systems or narrative driven career modes that modern sports games love to advertise, what's here is solid and well structured. The season mode in particular is perfect for players who want a straightforward baseball experience without micromanaging contracts, finances, or endless menus. In 2026, that simplicity actually feels refreshing, especially for players who just want to play games rather than manage spreadsheets. Online play is the one area where time has definitely left its mark. Depending on when you play, matchmaking can be inconsistent and the player base is nowhere near what it once was. That said, local multiplayer remains an absolute highlight. Couch co op and competitive matches are still incredibly fun, and Super Mega Baseball 2 remains one of the best sports games you can play with friends sitting next to you. In an era where local multiplayer often feels like an afterthought, this game still treats it as a core feature. Another important factor in 2026 is value. Super Mega Baseball 2 is frequently available at a very low price, especially compared to newer sports titles that launch at full retail and push additional monetization. For the cost of entry alone, it's hard to argue against giving it a shot. Even if you only play casually or in short bursts, The amount of fun you can get out of it far outweighs its price tag. So, is Super Mega Baseball 2 on Xbox One worth playing in 2026? That answer really comes down to what you want from a baseball game. If you're looking for ultra realistic presentation, official rosters, and cutting edge online competition, newer titles will serve you better. But if you want a fun, polished, endlessly replayable baseball game that respects your time, encourages creativity, and still feels great to play moment to moment, Super Mega Baseball 2 absolutely earns its place even years later. It's proof that strong mechanics and smart design age far better than yearly updates and flashy features. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. And if you want to support the channel, check out my Patreon, where the latest exclusive is a deep dive into games that changed their genre forever. Until next time, game on.